Hey guys, welcome back to Origami Twist. My name's Jen, and in today's video, we're going to be making a paper crane. Now this isn't just any paper crane. This particular one will be folded in such a way that if you use the template that we've provided on my friend Stacy's blog, and I'll tell you about that in a minute, then you can actually send a little message to a friend of yours or to someone that you would like to give thanks to. So Stacy and I are calling this the Gratitude Project, and this is a collab with my friend Stacy from seashellsandstorytime.com. So please go and check out her blog. I'll put a link to her blog and particular post that goes along with this one in the comment section below. And you'll have the opportunity over on Stacy's blog to sign up for a freebie that I've created that involves a template that I'll actually be using in this tutorial. There we go. We'll give you a little sneak peek. This particular paper crane actually has a message on it. So this one says, give thanks for a little and you will find a lot. And there are actually two different templates. They're totally free. And as I said, you can access those over on Stacy's blog. So the links will be below. Please go ahead and do that. Tell her I sent you, and please enjoy the rest of her posts as well. She's a very insightful and inspiring woman, and she gives some amazing advice. And she has also created a couple of posts about gratitude and different ways to practice that, different ways to teach your kids about gratitude, that sort of thing. So I hope you will take a moment and go and check her out and subscribe to her blog as well. Okay, when you have your template all printed out, come on back here for the tutorial. Okay, sorry about the shadow at the top of the screen here. I am still working on, this is a brand new filming space for me, and I'm still working on shadow stuff. There is a light directly above me, and this is the best spot in the room at the moment, but I'm working on it, so please forgive that. But the tutorial is about to start. Okay, so you've printed out your two templates from Stacy's blog. They say, give thanks for a little and you will find a lot, and I appreciate you. Okay, once you've cut out your template, you're going to do a couple of valley folds. Now, a valley fold is one that looks like the valley of a mountain. So it creates a V. And the first one we're going to do is with the wording face up. You're going to take each corner, bring it up to the opposite corner, and create a crease. You're then going to open up your paper and take the other corners and bring them together, making sure everything's lined up nice and neatly. The more accurate you are at the beginning, the better your finished crane is going to look. And open it up. So now you have an X creased into your paper. We're now going to flip the paper over, so the wording is going to be face down. On one edge is going to come up to the opposite edge and crease. I like to call this the book fold. That is not its name, but it does look a little bit like you've made a book. And you open it up, and then the other side is going to come over to the other side and crease. Now, creating all of these folds is then going to allow us to do more complicated folds to the paper. So this beginning part is super important. And we've now got an X folded into the paper as well as a plus sign. Okay, so here is where the wording matters, because typically you would just fold this all down and it wouldn't matter which side goes where. What you're going to do this time is you're going to press, see how you've got 4 squares here? You're going to press 2 of those squares together that are not the words, like this, and the whole thing sort of collapses. And then if you pinch the 2 faces together, it will all collapse down to make a little square. There is nothing wrong with going back and watching that again. If this is the first time you've done that, that is the beauty of YouTube. You can watch it as many times as you like, and it's still free every single time. Okay, now we're going to be folding this collapsed square a little bit so that we're going to create the wing. And we're going to do that by noticing that there are 2 flaps on either side. We're going to take that top flap that's triangular shaped, and we're going to take this edge here where my index finger is indicating, and we're going to line it up with that center crease that we created before. Now you want to line that up just shy of the crease. If anything, you don't want to go past it, because if you do go past it, you're going to find that it doesn't do what you want it to do. It's going to be very difficult to make the final folds afterwards. Now we're going to take that the same flap, but on the other side, so the top flap, take that edge, bring it into the center, and now you can use the one on the left as the guide, which makes it kind of easy. Fabulous. There we go. Again, getting it as close as possible without overlapping. We're going to turn the paper over, and we're going to do the same thing we did on the other side, but with the other flaps. So again, the top flap, the edge is going to come into the center and crease. And again, the top flap, the edge will come into the center and crease. There we go. So it looks a little bit like a kite, and you should have 2 flaps on either side that are smaller triangles than you started with. So you're going to open up that top flap, and those creases are going to help you create the next fold. Now you want to pay special attention to where that crease finishes on the edges at the top, because we're actually going to be creating the next fold at those creases. So if you lift up this top flap, you'll notice you've got a square on top and a whole bunch of layers on the bottom. Lift up that square, insert your fingers into that gap that you've just created, and slide your fingers back towards where those creases end. Now when you get there, you'll notice that the paper wants to create a straight line in between the 2 points. What you're going to do is actually let it do that. Create a crease with your thumb so that the creases end at the 2 intersecting points between the segment and the edge of the paper. And then as you sort of slide your finger up, you'll notice that you can actually turn that crease that you created before inside out. And this is the toughest part of the whole thing. So if you can master this, you can master anything in origami. And you're just going to let it turn inside out, and then help it to create a new crease. Now you'll notice on this template that our websites actually line up with that. So you can actually use that as a guide if you'd like to, which is quite helpful. And there you go. Now we're going to turn the paper over and do the same thing again. So unfold the 2 flaps. You'll notice a square on the top. You're just going to lift up that top layer, letting all the other layers stay underneath. Slide your thumbs toward the point where those 2 creases intersect with the edge of the square. And then after you've matched them up, you're going to slide your thumbs across that crease there. And as you do that, as you start to slide your fingers away from it, you'll notice that those creases start to turn inside out. And once again, you're just going to press those down. And you may have to finagle it a little bit, but it should collapse for you. With the flaps that we've just created at the top, so away from us, and at the bottom you'll see what looks like legs. That's actually the tail and the head, and we're going to do that part right now. So on one of the legs, you'll notice you have 2 flaps. Again, you're going to take the top flap and take one edge and bring it into the center, lining it up nice and neatly, and crease. And you're going to take the other side, that edge, bring it into the center, lining it up nice and neatly, and crease. And the crane is going to look a lot more put together if you are really careful with this skinny part at the bottom here. You want to make sure that it's nice and even and crisply folded without going, again, past that center line. Now, turn your paper over, do exactly the same thing again. The edge of that bottom, making sure that the wings and any of the writing is away from you. You're not folding that part, that's the wing. You're going to fold the bottom, or what looks like legs. So that edge is going to come into the center, And at this point, if you were nice and careful with the last one that you did on the bottom there, all you have to do is line it up with that. You don't even have to create a new line, you just line it up. So edge is going to fold into the center and crease. Great. Now you have what looks like 2 wings and a set of legs. You're going to take the first one over here where it says origamitwist.com and open it up. And then you're going to fold what looks like a leg back towards, so notice I'm holding on to the other one underneath. I'm going to fold that back towards the wing like this, all the way until it won't go anymore. And then once it's all folded all the way up, and you want to make sure it's right up to that point because that's going to be the bottom of your crane, where the crane actually sits on the table. So it does need to be right back to as far as it'll go, but not further. You don't want to tear it. And then you're going to take your index finger and your thumb of your other hand and pinch the whole thing together and make a little, almost like a little sandwich. So the part that you've just folded up is going to be in the middle, and the 2 sides of the wing are going to be the outside. And then we're going to turn it up over and do the same thing. You're going to open up that side aspect, fold that whole thing back, line it right up, give it a good crease at the bottom so it's nice and neat, and then use the 2 outsides. So again, your thumb and index finger, or your index finger, middle, and thumb, whichever makes the most sense. You're going to pinch them together so the part you just folded up is in the center and the 2 sides of the wing are on the outside. So now we need to make them come out, decide where they're going to be, and we're almost finished. So I'm going to take my pincher fingers and grab that tail or head on one side. Now you'll notice my left hand is supporting it by holding on to the left-hand side without going over the crease. If I were to pinch here, it would actually not come out because I'll actually be holding on to the base of that head or tail. You want to hold the other side so that you have freedom of movement with the head or the tail. So pull it out, decide where you want it to be, and then pinch the bottom so that it stays in place. Now we're going to go switch to the opposite side so we can do the same with the other side. And so you're going to pinch this side, making sure it's on the right hand side of that crease again, and then pull on the head or the tail. Haven't decided which one it is yet, until you're happy with where it is. You can control it with your thumb and middle or index finger in the front and back. Once you've decided where you want it to be, pinch at the bottom and it will stay where you put it. And then decide which side is the head and which side is the tail. I'm going to make this side the head, and I'm going to do that by, again, with pincher fingers, putting my thumb against the flat side of this. So I'm actually going to open that up a little bit, and my index finger on the flat side of the other side of it, and then pinch down. Now you decide how big you want the head to be. Mine's going to be about this big. Yours can be bigger or smaller. Again, it is totally up to you, creative license. You're going to pinch down, and then when you pinch down, you can actually pinch the head at the very top so that the beak stays where you want it to. So I could move this up a little bit and pinch it. I could move it down a little bit and pinch it. Again, that's a total creative license. You may do it however you'd like, however big or small you want it to be. And then you leave the tail just as it is. Now this is typically where everyone leaves the crane. Every time I see a tutorial of a traditional paper crane, they tend to leave it here. My recommendation is to actually inflate it because I think it looks more three-dimensional if you put air into the body. And I'm going to show you that trick right now. So all you have to do is, with your finished paper crane, you're going to put one thumb on either wing, like so. So you'll notice one, the message, if you're using the template that I created for you, that's on Stacy's blog, you'll notice that's on the top of the wing. And you're just going to put your thumbs on the top of each wing. And your index fingers are going to go on the body underneath where the wing bends down. I'm then going to slide my thumbs toward the center of the body. Now, the closer you are to the body, the more control you're going to have over this. And you want to be very careful not to tear your paper when you're doing this. So be very gentle, but I'm going to rotate, using my wrists, I'm going to rotate the wings and pull out slightly as I do. And as I do that, the body's actually going to fill with air because there is a little bit of a hole down at the bottom because of the nature of the way this folds. There will be a hole at the bottom, and when you sort of wiggle it apart, it will fill up with air. It's just it's a remarkable thing, and whoever invented this is just a genius. But this is a traditional model, so we don't actually know who created it, but I'm very grateful to them. So there we go. Once you have gently pulled the body out, your paper crane is finished, and your gratitude project is about to begin. I hope you have a blast giving these away. Find a friend to thank. Any number of people, I'm sure, would be absolutely stoked to get this as a gift. And once again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I can't wait to make more videos for you in the future. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as the bell button to be notified when new videos do appear. Please check out all my other videos, and as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, please check out seashellsandstorytime.com, Stacy's blog. She has a lot of great content for you there. And again, the link to that is in the description box below. If you'd like to purchase more templates that have different messages on them, I am creating a product right now for origamitwist.com. I would love some advice. So if you've gotten this far in the video and would like to give me suggestions as to what should be written on the wings of the crane templates for my product, please put those in the description box below. And I hope you guys have an amazing day, and take care and stay safe until I see you in my next video. Bye, guys.